Hello ladies and gents, boys and girls. It is early morning, as you can see. I'm getting ready to go into the workshop. I am in the workshop, sorry. I'm getting ready to start working. So today's plan is to continue working on an ashtray, wooden ashtray that I got somehow involved into making. So I will show you what I have done so far, and yeah, we'll let you know how I intend to proceed with it. So stay tuned. So basically I took a piece of block, and I had to trim it down a little bit so that I don't have those corners. I had to trim those down, and I had to figure out, since my chuck on my lathe, which is really small lathe, could not well, I thought that it will not be a good option to put it directly in the chuck, but I think I will do it because it will help me. Let me show you. So what I basically did, I turned this piece of material and glue it to this future ashtray, and that gave me a center and something to hold on to. And what I did next, since the ashtray usually has this piece in the center where you can knock your pipe and remove ash, I figured that in the center of this one I will just glue whatever and use it to pin it, so just as a way to hold this material, the big one, not to fall apart, So this material that I have, that I will use for the ashtray, instead of this first one that I intended to use, this one is a solid piece of beech, and it is cracked on several sides, and beech is a material that is notorious of cracking when you finish your product. So especially if she is not how to say it, equalized, maybe that's the term. If the pressures and tensions in the materials are not like leveled up, and if you release some pieces of material, then those pressures and tensions change, and that can cause the material to crack even further. So it might happen that when I finish the ashtray from this beech, piece of beech, that it cracks like crazy, and I didn't want to have that. So sorry, I have allergies. This year is particularly crazy with that. So what I did, I used a very soft wood, and I will check it out what this is. And it's a specific material that has a lot of these, inside. It's how that material is. They call it somehow, I'm not sure the name of it, but I will try to look it up and write into the description of this file. And yeah, problem with that wood is that it is really soft, and you end up having these. So what I figured is that when I chuck it and pin it and turn it and do this, and this side a little bit flatter and all around round, I figured that I will probably seal it up first using chemical called Jesus, let me see. It is a chemical that actually helps you sand the material faster. It's based on nitrocellulose. I'm bad with these. I mean the names. So I sealed everything using that, and the biggest cracks that I have, like here, the openings, I sealed it using epoxy, sorry, not epoxy, cyanoacrylate glue, which is liquid, so I suppose it will penetrate good enough into the material. So my intention right now is, after a good week of thinking what to do, is to remove this that I used to support the pin of the chuck of the lathe, and to chuck it, to chuck my material on this side, you know, on this part. Why? Because I want to remove this and have a and sort of turn it and cut it into the material, so that I have where to actually like hold the chuck. When I try to open the chuck, it will actually start to hold on this side of the material. I know that I'm like talking a little bit confusing probably, because I'm not that good in terms related to chucks and lathes and stuff like that, so please forgive me. But I think that you probably understand what I'm saying, or that you will see what I'm trying to say in the next few minutes of this video. Okay, so let's do it. What I need to do is to do that, and to remove at the end, chuck it on this side, remove at the end this part of the material, because I figured that I will change how this ashtray is looking. Yeah, that's basically the idea. So yeah, less talking and more working. These days I'm completely out of focus and completely, how to say it, I'm less organized than I am usually. So yeah, basically I'm in a mess. Anyway, let's do the work. As my good friend from Oops, yeah, it was not glued that good, but I didn't need it because it was just a support for the pin. Anyway, I'm talking too much. Let's do the work. Overall, inside it's not that bad. There is an option. What I could do, but I kind of don't want to mess with that. I can use loads of cyanoacrylate glue and seal everything with it. It will create a surface that you can sand and everything else, but the fumes and all around that while drying, it's simply bad. So it's not a small piece of material like for example pens. It is a little bit bigger, so to seal everything up, maybe, I don't know. I'm a little bit afraid of the fumes, I have to say. Basically what I did is, after some thinking, I have used the cyanoacrylate, like this moment glue, super glue, at the outer rim of the ashtray, simply because I wanted to seal these pores a little bit more. And I need to clean them from dust, as you can see. They are pretty smooth now, and also I need to sand a little bit the bottom. And from the inside I cannot do much, I have to do it with hand, and then seal it completely using quick sanding sealant. Yeah, and the idea is to use this piece of, I don't know, I think it's not cork. No, it's not a cork. It's a kind of rubber to put it in here, you know, like this, to have a knock. And instead of this knock, the rubber one, I plan to also turn cigar holder inside. I have seen it on internet somewhere, and I liked the idea when I was searching what to do. So let's seal this and leave it to dry, and after that we will sand it down, maybe seal it a couple of more times depending on how it will turn out, and I will show you how it end up. Okay? So I'm practically done with the ashtray, and yeah, she turned quite okay. As you can see, it is a beautiful piece of material, let me tell you. Aside from cracks that are part of this material, that material comes with these cracks. So what I could do is to seal it up using resin or something, or what I did here using cyanoacrylate or super glue. That seems to work well, but the surface is really big and the fumes from drying up, they are crazy. Yeah, turned out really nice, I think. I added small rubber feet, as you can see, so that it sits really nicely. And also I sealed it with nitrocellulose varnish, matte finish, and I polished it after that a little bit, just to, you know, remove what's left, but it was okay. And what I also did is this little guy that goes in the middle, so you can actually put your cigar on top of it. I'm a little bit worried because I think that a cigar might slip, you know, maybe, I don't know. That I will leave to my friend to try, you know. Maybe this surface here would be a little bit better if it's not polished like this. But if you don't want to use that and you are smoking pipes, I also included this so you can, you know, knock your pipe out if it doesn't knock you out first. Anyway, so this is the final product, and yeah, I hope you like it. It was a fun little project that took me a lot of time, which I could use in pipe making, but you know, I did that too. Have fun, guys.